Greetings, everybody, and welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. Today, we're here to do an episode of This Week, a show we do every week. This will be episode number 104 for those who like to keep track, and I'm one of those. This show will chronologize what we are doing for the week that we're currently in, September the 8th to the 14th. Also a little bit about the series and about the upcoming series as well. And maybe a little bit about the past. In fact, we'll get that out of the way right away. Had a couple of late put-outs this week, mostly because I took on too many activities one morning and wasn't able to get these things on time. But I do apologize for that, and eventually they both got out there, so that's all that matters, really, I guess. So this week usually comes out at noon. I'm going to try and stick with that formula for this week. And the other show for today, Commonalities Compared, that will be the next one, and that will come out at 8 o'clock. So first we'll talk a little bit about the series. The current series that's going on. So today, if you've been following the series, we had the first episode of the week, which was Queen's Reich we did this morning. Tomorrow we will have Opeth. Tuesday we will have Fleetwood Mac. Wednesday we will do Moody Blues. Thursday will be Kansas. Yes, you knew they were going to be in here, right? Friday, Golden Earring. And Saturday will be, the Dire Straits. And the future series that we're going to be doing for October will be my favorite 31 albums for the year 1982. I'll probably start comprising this after next week. I think I'll probably start to do it then. Okay, so having said that about the two series, we're also going to be starting another mini-series, which will take the Tuesday spot. It was going to start this week, but my daughter has a birthday this week, so I want to keep that spot open for the time being. So we will start the series on the 17th, and it's going to be called Nomads. Basically, it's going to be about those musicians that have played in a multitude of bands and have done a multitude of studio albums, been on a lot of albums. I took 3 of the ones Ben suggested, and I added 3 of my own. Although one of the ones I added, I may take out and put somebody else in there. I haven't decided yet. Still not starting it for another week, so I have a little time to mull it over in case I have somebody else in mind as well. So, okay, so on with the weekly series. So we have Commonalities Compared, which will be the first normal episode of the week, coming out tonight at 8, and will feature guitarist Steve Howe and Steve Hackett. I chose these 2 albums because it was their first albums with each band with their respective bands. So we'll be talking a little bit about those 2, and we will talk a little bit about their careers with the 2 big bands they were with, plus their solo careers, and maybe some of the stuff they did with other people as well as their GTR experiment. Yeah, okay. So anyways, the next episode coming out on Monday night at 8 o'clock will be Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. This is one that we do every Monday night. And I chose an album that I was surprised I actually hadn't done yet. Sorry, I don't have a cover. The cover's disappeared on me, but we're going to do Beatles' Abbey Road. Could have swore I did this one, but maybe I was waiting for a cover. That would be atypical of me. This is a great album, another great Beatles album. This will actually be the 6th Beatles album I've done on the Look Back, and this one deserves to be done, so we will do that for the Look Back this week. On Wednesday at 8 o'clock, because there's nothing for Tuesday, we will do favorites. I was mulling over a couple of topics. I actually had one down, and then I decided that I would rather do this one. So we're going to do my top 25 favorite live albums. Now, I've never been known as a person that listens to a lot of live music or that, but I do enjoy stuff, and so we're going to do a top 25. I'm sure I have more than enough albums to do that. Some of my favorite albums by a lot of these artists are live albums, which is kind of funny that I don't really follow live albums as much. But anyways, that's what we're doing for Wednesday night, top 25 favorite live albums. Thursday, we're moving now because we've put this show from Tuesday to Thursday. It's called Not What We Hoped For. I've decided because it's Thursday and we're doing Kansas for the series on Thursday, we're also going to do Kansas on this album, Not What I Hoped For. I had great expectations of this album when I bought it. Thought this will be my entry point for Kansas. They'll be a big band for me, and I'll be listening to them all the time. And it really hasn't worked out to that way. And unfortunately, that sometimes is the way it goes, right? Then we're going back to ranking the albums, which we will do Friday night. This will be episode number 4. And I believe he's giving me all 4 bands. I'll just give you the band names, not necessarily the albums today. So we have Virgin, which will be one of the bands, Blackfoot, Enchant, and Alan Halsworth. Now that Virgin, I think I might have made a mistake there. Let's let me look here, because that doesn't seem right to me. Now I can't find my list. Anyways, doesn't seem right. I think it's something else. I think for whatever reason I wrote that down. Hope that wasn't where my brain was. Anyways, I can't find where the new one is. Actually, it might be further along. It probably is, because that's one, yeah. No, Virgin Steel is the band. I knew I was missing something there. I'm going to write that in here so I don't forget. Yeah, it's not just Virgin. I knew it was more than just that. Virgin Steel, Blackfoot, Enchant, and Alan Halsworth. We'll be doing albums from those 4 for ranking the albums. So the next, and that show, of course, will come out at 9 o'clock Friday. We usually have an hour extra because of my work schedule. Saturday, I have 2 on the docket. The monthly playlist. We'll be going over my monthly playlist, in which I talk about what's on my playlist, what's come off my playlist, what's new on my playlist, what I've been listening to recently, and a little bit about, and at the end I'll give you a top 5 albums of the that are on my playlist at this current time. And then that'll come out at 4. I usually do these kind of shows around 4. It gives me a little bit of thinking time in the afternoon. And then we have What's New Again, which comes out at 8 o'clock on Saturday. This week we'll be doing a band called Terrapath and their album Planetoid. Yeah, so we'll be doing that for What's New. And that's pretty much it for the episodes coming up for the week, and also for the series is coming up. And for the new mini-series that will also be coming up. I will be doing some one-offs too. Probably next week. I have a couple of one-offs that I want to do. One is recently released albums, which means they can't qualify for look back because they're newer than 15 years, but they can't qualify for what's new because they're older than this year. So if they're not in this year and they're newer than 15 years, I usually do a one-off for them. For recent album releases, and we're going to be doing the Black Sabbath 13, which was on my playlist and actually reached to be my favorite album for a bit. So we'll be doing that for a recent album released. We'll also be doing a live album. We're going to be covering a live album, and the one that I'm going to be covering, I believe, will be the Kinks, One for the Road. I think that's the one recent addition to my collection, which I feel needs to get some love right away. So those will be a couple of the one-offs. Hopefully I'll get them both in before the end of the month. So that's it. That's everything that's happening this week. I hope to see all of you out there watching me throughout the week on the channel, making your comments. There's lots of people that regularly comment, and this is very appreciated. It gives me some feedback and makes me adjust myself where I need to adjust it. Also, am I giving content that is good, and which is all that matters, really. We're just here to talk about rock albums, and I appreciate all of your support. So please hit the like and subscribe and notification bell, and leave your comments in the comment section. And we'll be back later tonight with the episode of Commonalities Compared. Hope to see you then. Take care and have yourself a good day.